Hi guys, so this radio now has been in the shack or on the bench for about 2 weeks. I've used it almost every day. I've listened to all sorts of signals, AM, not too much FM to be honest. There's not a lot on at the moment on FM, but I've picked up a couple of FM signals, USB and LSB quite a bit of CW, quite a bit of CW, and found what I really think about the receiver. So I'll give it a quick opinion now. My opinion on the receiver. First of all, it's a great receiver. I mean, I think a couple of the appeals of this receiver are it's rare. It's how rare it is. Accessibility isn't great. You can't just go down the shop and pick one up. You have to wait for one to pop up. You have to have the money, which is usually overpriced. So they're quite unobtainable almost. So that's one of the appeals. Like anything in life, it's the old Rolex watch thing where you have to put your name down and they phone you when the watch is ready, sort of thing. A little bit of excitement there. Number two is the looks on it. The looks of the radio. That it really is like radio porn. The way they've got the signal meter there, everything about it is really, really nicely laid out. The colours, the gold and the red, Japanese radio company logo there. It's actually the feel of things as well. This is actually embossed, and this is like a little sort of gel sticker. Very, very fine attention to detail on these radios, on the design of things. Very, very good design. Really good, and that ties in with the ergonomics as well. The ergonomics are second to none. They're really, really fantastic ergonomics. Only, in my opinion, matched by the likes of ICOM, where ICOM ergonomics to me are one of the best. Very, very intuitive. These are just not quite as intuitive, but that's probably my experience with ICOM in the back of my head. But they are fantastic ergonomics. Really nice looking radio. I mean, look at the VFO there. Look at the where's my pointer gone? So if you look at the VFO there, this is like aluminium, like polished aluminium on the VFO with lines on it. I've never seen that on a radio before, with a rubber surround and a hard plastic centre with a nice deep detent there for your finger. But really nice design. The buttons are nice. All the knobs and controls, they've got like a spun aluminium sort of look on the back, like polished aluminium. It almost looks like a watch finish. The finishing's beautiful, so it looks really nice. You get the point. Everyone knows it looks nice, or probably thinks it looks nice. Probably their opinions. It's a nice looking receiver, and it is. It really is a nice looking receiver. Ergonomics, like I said, fantastic. Next thing's the sort of options. The options on this thing are really, really good, especially with the band. The filtering is incredible. You can go from 10 hertz, I think, something like that, up to 9.99 kilohertz in any mode. Not any mode, actually. You can only do that in AM and USB. You can't do it in FM. FM's got one set bandwidth. But it's got a lot of features, pretty much. I mean, look, you've got wide FM requires the board, the Qi 999-999, whatever it is, the wide range board, the wide frequency range board, which isn't very good apparently. And then you've got AM and stereo AM, which actually is odd because there isn't any stereo AM broadcast, but it makes it more, when you've got a good signal on AM, it makes it slightly wider. But to my ear, it makes the bandwidth wider. And when you're on stereo, I keep wanting to say sync. When you're on stereo AM, it sounds. I don't think you can alter the. Let's just try it. I don't think you can alter the bandwidth. No. Oh, you can. Oh, can you? No, you can't. Okay, so on stereo AM, you can't change the bandwidth. I'm just going to put ACSS back on because it was holding the signal quite nicely there for me once it's tuned itself in. Anyway, so LSB, USB, obviously, a continuous wave radio teletype, standard stuff really. Like I said, you've got 3 filters on the front. You can program these filters to anything you want. You can program the wide to be narrow, the narrow to be wide if you wanted, and do silly things like that. If you want the bandwidth to be displayed, you just press bandwidth control and then it'll stay displayed unless you change channel. But that allows this knob now to change the bandwidth from anything from 9.99 to 0. I think it's 0.01. Is it 10? Is it 10 hertz? Yeah, I think it goes down even lower because this end digit there. If I go function, bandwidth control, that yeah, it does look, it goes down to that, which is 10 hertz, isn't it? But I don't like that. I like it to be there because there's no need to have that much granularity when you're tuning things in, to be honest. And there's your filter. So if you don't want the filter display, just press that. So anyway, so that's probably its main feature, to be honest. It's fantastic filtering, really, really good filtering. And you can set the SSB filter slope, I think it's the slope, to aggressive, which is sharp, or loose, which is soft. So I keep it on soft. That seems to be slightly nicer sound, but I do like the sharp sound as well, so probably a bit better on a crowded band to have the sharper filter slope. It's got some scan features here, which I'm not sure about. I haven't really messed with them. I don't find scanning features any good on a radio that's got SSB on it for the majority of its receive bandwidth, because what's the point? It's more of a scanner thing, that is, for something above 30 megahertz, in my opinion, so I'm not going to bother with those unless I get the Chi board, which I've heard bad things about, so I'm probably not going to bother with that either, if I can find one. Lock, keypad lock, ECSS, this is really good. I keep thinking that's the volume.
And this is an important thing for the Chinese people to preserve that tradition of always,
it won't stop.
And taking into account
the ECSS won't stop it going up and down. It will still drop up and down, but it will stop some of when it drops really low, and it will stop most of this distortion you get from it dropping down. So if I turn that off now, that when that drops, it'll probably distort. There, slightly bit of distortion. That just stops that, and you got upper and lower sideband on exalted carrier single sideband, which is like synchronous AM, similar but not exactly the same, very similar in the outcome. But it's got upper and lower ECSS. You can't change the what can't you change? You can't change the AGC. Oh, you can. Okay, what can't you do? I can't remember. Something you can't do in ECSS. Oh, you can't tune it. Oh, noise reduction won't come on, and you can't tune it. It'll go off. It'll slip off straight off.
Their songs, wear their traditional garb, etc. So, how did this take place? The central government, in collaboration with the local authorities, invested so much money in that cultural center, as well as.
It will take a second to lock on, and there's no display anywhere that shows it's locked on. But it does get better. It eventually settles down and still drops out, but the distortion goes. There's no distortion, or a lot less distortion when you've got ECSS on. So ECSS works okay. I've never met really a sync AM that works flawlessly. To be honest, it's a bit hit and miss in my experience with most sync AMs. Sherwood Engineering did a nice unit, apparently. I saw a couple of videos on that. That was probably the best thing I ever saw. AOR do a nice sync AM as well, but even that's failed me in the past. But you can't guarantee it's going to 100% help with the signal. Here it's not really helping with the fading, but it is really helping with the distortion.
Feudalism, a serfdom that existed before the liberation of China, of Tibet, I'm sorry. You mentioned modernity and actors in modernity, having agency. I was talking to, and I feel, this is my own misperception because I'm so warped by Western ideas about what we should look at for. I was talking to a Tibetan man, and he had actually represented Xizang and the Tibetan culture at the United Nations in Geneva. And I was asking him about ancient Tibetan culture and how is it being preserved, and music and how is it being preserved. And he turned to me and he said, we have we Tibetans, we have modern artists, and we have modern music too. Like, you should be also exploring modern Tibetan rap and modern Tibetan songs and modern Tibetan culture, because we've recently created new cultural aspects of our people in the last 5 or 10 years, which may be borrowing from before, but are also contemporary. I mean, we're not just the people who live in our ancient past.
I think this one works better. I don't know whether it matters the centre frequency you tune to, but I think this one works better on LSB, Sync AM, or ECSS.
Because I had overlooked that.
Probably matters about the centre frequency.
Conceptualization of trying to see how well their ancient history is preserved. I'm essentially trying to make them out as, people trying to make out Americans as cowboys or something. Like, they have a whole other new modern version of how they present themselves. And it's like, are you guys okay? Do you still have your horse in the buggy?
There, that little bit of interference, that little bit of distortion there, that doesn't happen. That it doesn't help. It is not helping, sorry, much on this particular signal, but it has helped in the past a little bit. Doesn't help amazingly. I've got to admit, I haven't found a signal where it's really, really helped. Not so much, but I probably will find one. Yeah, I'll keep looking around. Anyway, so the Sync AM or the ECSS is pretty good. It's not, I wouldn't say it's as good as the AOR Sync AM, but it does something. And the Icon ICR75 Sync AM virtually doesn't do anything. So it's pretty good. It's okay. That's my opinion on the ECSS. And I think it's got the same sort of review. People say it's good, some people say it's not so good. Anyway, I suppose it depends on your signal, your antenna, your radio, and stuff like that. Anyway, so DMED just dims the dial down, which I keep it on dim because these displays are known to overheat, not overheat but wear out. Clock I don't use, don't see the point. This is the interesting one here. So noise reduction actually on these isn't very good at all. If you're buying one of these because you think you're going to have some really good noise reduction, then you're not, because if you read a lot of reviews, the noise reduction is either useless or as good as useless, and I agree. The only signal it's made a difference on is some very strong sideband signals I had, and then why would you put that on if you had a very strong signal? It's never helped more than you can help yourself with the RF gain. And the notch filter and the noise blanket and the passband tuning. Yeah, so it's never helped more than that, and it just doesn't sound very good. If it works, sometimes it doesn't do anything, it just sounds muffled. So I'm not impressed with the noise reduction at all, and you'll probably read the same thing if you read about the noise reduction on this radio, that it's just not very good. And then the notch filter is incredible, really, really good notch filter. The BC, the beat canceller, I think it's called, or beat cancel or something like that, is really good. It's like an auto notch filter. All it does is create an inverse frequency on the frequency that's making the noise, inverse to that noise, so it'll just cancel the beat, which is really, really useful. It's a noise and it works instantly. It's a very good BC, that is. Notch is great, tracking's great as well, although I don't really see the point tracking if you've got an automatic notch or almost an automatic notch. Noise blank's great, only in certain conditions. Pulse interference, as usual with a noise blanket, it's usually pulse interference that they deal with, and it does that really well. And everything else, RF gain, squelch level, standard stuff. Over to the right here, we've got bandwidth controller, spoke rate, which is also the channel selector when you're in channel mode. And then we've got passband select, or passband tuning. And then you've got tone, which acts like an audio filter. Let's just see if we can get a signal. Really nice passband tuning as well, really effective. Tells you up here as well what you've tuned past. It's like an audio filter. It's like an audio filter, the tone is. It's not tone. It's certainly not a tone knob. It's definitely a another audio filter that's sort of hidden inside the radio. Also, you can do the AGC time there. If you press that, I've got 4 seconds. You can go to 5.1 to 0.1 or 0.5, something like that, to 5.1 seconds. AGC time there. That stays in your memory. Obviously a bit of a longer one for the listening to SSB, and a bit shorter one. The AGC on AM set to 1 second, I think. Where's AM? Yeah, 1 second, and or off. You can turn it off in any mode, even in FM, I think. Yeah, you can turn it off in FM. I'm not sure what it's set. Oh, it is set on 1 second in FM. That's it pretty much. There's not much more to talk about. I'll do a bit of a more review soon, I'm sure. But what else did I want to talk about? The performance, the audio. It's nice. Yeah, it's nice audio. You know, you can't deny it's nice tuning, nice audio. Very, very what's the word? Selective and very sensitive. Nice options on it. Really good radio. Noise reduction's useless. ECSS isn't great, but does the job sometimes. Yeah. And I've heard they vary quite a bit, so you might have one that's brilliant and one that's not so good. There's that noise reduction just not doing anything. Terrible. I think you'd be better off with a speaker, a BHI speaker. They're really good speakers. I might get one of them again soon. Very impressed with those. I can't even get any interference to show the noise blanker. It's pretty quiet, guys. To be honest, things are pretty quiet. I'll show you. I'll show you the FM AM stereo. So AM.
Where will we be?
AM stereo.
Congestion on the rail network in the next few years. It's a problem that's probably only going to get worse. If you think that once HS2 is built and it's going to join,
It just sounds a little bit nicer. I'll do a full video on that, I think, on the AM thing. Let's just have a quick check out FM. What's going on here?
Train, if you like, but he seems to come and go, and I can't put my bloody finger on it, mate. I don't know if you got anything like that up your way.
That's the noise reduction. But the volume's full up. And there's no point having noise reduction on because the signal's good anyway.
Yeah, I was just curious if you picked up on. I seem to find it more down on the bands, mate, down on the HF, like, you know. Do get it up there, but very, very seldom. Pretty, not bad, really.
It's actually a really nice FM sound. Nice squelch. Nice, virtually no squelch, tail or pop. Yeah, and a very nice FM. From what I've heard, I've only heard a few strong signals. I need to get on the lower down channels where let's have a bit of AM. I haven't heard much AM like amateur AM either yet. Okay guys, that's it for now. It's enough for me waffling on. Hopefully do a shorter video next time. A few more review on this radio. Good receiver, nice, looks nice, works well. A few little niggles, noise reduction, ECSS is not up to much, but no, it's pretty good. Yep, I might change my mind on the ECSS. I've had mixed results with that. Sometimes it locks on, sometimes it won't, so I'll try again in a minute. Oh, no, channel 15, don't want that. Okay guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos coming soon.